Hey guys, how y'all doing? Hey Crystal, hey Manny, Carrie, you're here. I'm getting ready to put the link in here so you can join. Hey ADW Patterson, hey Manny. How's everybody's week been? I miss y'all. I'm so happy to be back for Let's Be Clear. A moment to myself with just y'all to conversate how I want to. No stops from Mike. I'm so excited. Hey Queen, how you doing? Hey Danielle. Hey Marcus. Hey Leonard. Hey Logan. Hey Clark Bull. Hey Key 22. Hey Tish, how you doing? Carrie, did you get the link, babes? Let me put it in here again. Oh, there she go. Hey, Freddie girl. Okay, we getting ready to get started. Y'all know I'm always going on and on about Mr. and Mrs. and Mr. Max podcast. And so last weekend they had a subject where they were talking about being submissive, and I was so intrigued because it's one of the areas in which I struggle. So after I listened to the podcast, I reached out to her because we talk anyways, and I asked her if she would join me to continue the discussion from a woman's point of view. And she agreed. And so I'm so super excited. I want y'all, when y'all have an opportunity, and I'll ask her to put the link in the messages to go and join her podcast. Her husband also has one as well called Urban Assets. It's him and one of his friends, and they are super hilarious, so relevant, just grown men conversation, but it's really relatable for all of us as well. So I want y'all to check that out as well, and hopefully she can put that in. But I'm gonna go ahead and invite Carrie in. I'm so excited that she is here. Hey girl, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. Girl, you see, I'll change my hair again, girl.
Look, right. It's cute though. That's why I'm like, you look so cute.
Girl, I got it done and then I hated it. Y'all will see it on the vlog that Mike was doing later, but I had to do something different. So, but it's the same because I like braids, but whatever. We'll talk about that later. Yes, they do have dope conversations. Crystal, what, my hubby is on here. Why are you on here? Didn't even acknowledge by coming, not very submissive. Whatever, honey. I need you out of here. You might not agree with what I have to say. Hey, sister. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My hubby he told me I had Raggedy Ann on my ears.
No,
so I think they're cute.
Yeah, they're really cute. They dope.
Thank you. Hey D. People are still joining, so we're gonna get in just a second, Carrie. I really appreciate you being here.
All right. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you asking me on, man. Like, you don't understand. Thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Y'all think y'all are so dope. Like y'all, when I tell you, first and foremost, her husband is a complete clown. He has such a strong opinion. Y'all are really like literally. They post the podcast Saturdays, but I wait until Sundays when I go on a walk and I can be by myself to listen because I don't be wanting to miss nothing. But they have a cute family, and it's just all good. Like y'all definitely check them out. Please support. Yes. Hey, friend. Hey, Ayana Boo. Carrie, they complimented your hair. Tish said, yes, Carrie hair.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So I really want y'all to jump into this conversation. I really think that it's important, especially for us modern day women. So what we're going to talk about is just being submissive in our relationships. You don't necessarily have to be married to be submissive, even though sometimes based on Carrie's conversation with her husband, sometimes if you're not married, you're still single. But still, when you're in
that's his opinion, not mine.
when you're dating or what have you, then there's usually this idea that you're supposed to be submissive to the man. They have egos, they want to lead, or what have you. I told Carrie I struggle in this department, and my hubby knows it as well. I want to be better, but I have reasons for it. So that's what we're here to kind of talk about. So just so y'all know, I always have to define what I'm talking about. So the word submissive is defined as, and y'all know I got notes. So if I'm looking away, get over it, okay? I was got a president use teleprompters, I can use notes.
Right.
The word submissive is defined as inclined or ready to submit or to put oneself under authority of another, okay? Let me be clear. Submit to, not be a slave to. We got to be real clear, because some men will take that out of context and then they'll start feeling like you they little slave. I ain't about to slave, okay? Let me be clear.
That's not what this is.
Exactly, not at all. So, and it is my opinion that submission and obedience is not the same. So, where does the idea come from? The idea comes from the Bible. If you read the Bible, or if you're Christian or of any religion, really, it's always talking about submitting to your husband. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like I said, I do think that sometimes it's taken out of context. So, but per the Bible, it says, when a husband submits to the Lord, leading his wife with a servant heart and nurturing her talents, can be confidently submit. I mean, she can confidently submit to him and lean on him and trust his cover. So it doesn't say those specific words. I kind of just broke it down so it made sense. Okay. Bottom line, men need to feel respected by their wives or significant others. Women need to feel loved and supported by their partners, or vice versa. One spouse is not more important than the other, in my opinion. I believe we are wired to complement each other in mutual submission. It's teamwork. Kara, what are your thoughts?
I absolutely agree. It takes a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. I love to say. Absolutely. But for me, I'm able to submit to my husband because he's a leader. And the thing is, when we got together, I gave him a hard time. Okay. And I mean, it was hard for me to submit at first, but he proved himself and said, and he was able to do the things that, to hold the family together. Look, I got my own notes. I got to make sure I stay on track. I have trust in him. I know he's going to be able to lead the way. He's going to go, I can't, what did I say? I can't be 0 for 6 and want to keep submitting to him. You got to be able to show me that that you're able to lead me. And, that's basically all I'm saying. He showed me he would get like 2 and 3 jobs at one time. Like he was able to show me that, if need be, I got you.
Gotcha.
But I didn't give him. I gave him a hard time. Like I said, I keep saying I gave him a hard time because I did, and I apologize 1,000 times. But he proved to me that he was able to be for me to be submissive to.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little bit more hard than Carrie is. I want to be good, y'all. I be wanting to be good. I be trying to be on my best behavior, but I know I fail every week. I fail every week. So I will say this. So I actually think women want to be cared for. We want to be provided for. We want to release the pressure of feeling like we have to be in control. Me personally, I do. However, it's like 3 things for me.
Yes.
That stop me from being able to do that wholeheartedly. Now, what I will say is I have a very strong husband. He really is. He loves to provide for his family. I'm very lucky in that way. I ain't got to worry about him not paying no bills, not showing up, not doing what he's supposed to do. He does this with no problem whatsoever. However, I come from a place that it's a lot of things. So I'm going to try to go in order because I
gotta keep on track.
Yes. So first and foremost, let me start with career. Okay. We are not, and I can't speak for every woman, but I'm saying me personally, I'm not a stay-at-home mom. In my career, I am a boss.
Right.
I also own a business. People take my direction. I still take direction from someone, but at the same time, I'm usually giving directions. Right. I'm leading. I am the person that people actually depend on. When I get home, it's hard for me to take that hat off. It is, because I'm just used to being in control.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, when I get home, it's just I'm still throwing, or now I'm working from home, but I'm still having, like, I'm throwing out demands and commands, and I'm taking leadership in a lot of ways. I have to really step back and check myself and say, okay, you at home, clock out, Kiki. You know what I'm saying? Because I enjoy actually being in that position.
Okay.
Now, Carrie, I know in our conversation, you felt a little bit different.
Yes.
So I'm gonna let you share your opinion.
Look, I don't want to be in control. And like you said, like I'm in management at my job. I'm in, make sure this person's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Make sure this happens. Make sure, I'm always leading the way. And at home, I feel like this is my comfort zone. I don't
Mhm.
want to lead the way all the time at home. And I think it might be because I led the way for so long before
Mhm.
my husband, but I don't want. I take the hat off. I take it off. I leave it in the car. No, I don't want to be the boss at home. And then sometimes, like even with the kids, like if he says no, it's a hard no. Okay, just forget it. We might talk about it later, but in front of y'all, it's no. Whatever.
Mhm.
It's he said what goes, and sometimes I need that relief. I'm not gonna lie
Gotcha.
to you. Sometimes I really need that relief, and even when the kids, like I always say, tell the kids, yeah, you could do something, but sometimes like just go ask James, go ask him because I don't want nothing to do. I don't want to be able to make this decision. This decision.
And see, I wish that I could be more like that. I really do, because it's not like I'm not tired. It's not like I want to be in control.
Right.
I just don't have any self control, I guess. I'm just
I
like,
understand though.
like it's really a hard place to be, because it's like, I guess even if we look at it from a financial standpoint, like I feel like I'm bringing home money and I should be able to have an opinion about how it's spent. I feel like I am, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's no longer of the days of just being at home. And,
Right.
and even though you're not in that situation, but a lot of women in the past used to be home, taking
Right.
care of the kids, cooking dinner, making sure, and they man went out and made money.
Money, right.
It's not that same situation. You know what I'm saying? So when I come home, it's almost like I have to take myself off of a power trip. Like, and I'm not on a power trip. Like, I'm not one of those people that's just like, you better do what I say and whatever. But at the
Right.
same time, I do have a very strong opinion. Before we go any further, I'm gonna catch up on some of the comments to see what people are saying. I hate these comments and the way that they comment. And Goopy G said Kiki a dumb for sure. That's not. I think it could be 50-50. All right, Brandon. All right. Working with my escape, Tish said. Before Rona, it was working out at the gym. Okay, so she needs an escape. Kiana said, I do too. What do you mean, boo? Sleepy Fire Kicks. He's thanking some people. Everybody's telling him, you go, boy. Hey, bro, how you
All right. He
doing?
dope.
I do feel he is super dope. If y'all not checking out his channel, y'all missing out. Please check out his channel. Kiki 22 said I fail every week. I do. I try. I have Sundays. I wake up with a goal. By Tuesday, it's over. I don't fail.
I can't.
D is out. Like, men be thinking that this is all women conversation. They need to be checking in so they know what our thought process is.
Right. Yeah.
Bye, T. Thank you for just dropping by. Goopy said, I wish my Johnson was submissive. Oh God. um Sleepy Fire Kid said, love y'all. Just wanted to show some love. Let the ladies be the ladies. Much love, Kiki and the whole Rich Nation. Thank you. Submit to, not be a slave. Absolutely. That should be a quote. I agree. Yes, repeat that, Kiki. Let's see. I hope that Queen is still in here because I really want her to join. She's been married for a long time and she could
Wow.
probably give us some insight on this or what have you. But so the next reason that I wanted to bring up, and we talked about this, was upbringing and experience. Okay. So for me, Carrie,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of you guys, I've told y'all 1,000 times before on Friday Night Lives and in other videos, I have been failed by
Yeah.
literally everybody that should have been in control. My mom, my dad, grandparents, whomever, people who were supposed to be able to care for you. So one of the things that I grew up with was, I'm gonna learn how to take care of myself. And if I'm responsible for myself, then I don't have to worry about anybody failing me.
Exactly.
That's one of the biggest reasons that I struggle in being submissive, because it's like in a way, it's almost like protection to a certain degree. If I don't give you the opportunity to fail me, then you can't. And I know it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? I know my husband needs to lead. I get it. But at the same
That's how
time,
you feel though. That's how you feel though.
It's exactly how I feel. You know what I mean? Like it's like literally, and I say this all the time, we have to be careful about what we're teaching our kids as parents, being able to be there for them, showing them how we want them to grow up and where we want them to turn into from the beginning. Because when you miss that mark, then it really rewires the way that we think.
Right.
I'm 14, 15 years old, working, having to give my mama money. I am, you know what I'm saying? At that point, I felt like I should have been making decisions, but I was still getting whippings, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh my God.
What's going on? You know what I mean? And then like I said, like dads, you know what I'm saying? Like he should have been there. He should have been able to show me the way. Absolutely absent. He was around, which made it even worse. I almost would have preferred if he just didn't show it up at all, because at least I wouldn't have been confused as to why you don't want to be there. Then you get older and you get into these relationships where everybody has not been as strong as my husband has been. So you get promises that's never kept. You get different things, you know what I'm saying, that's happening. And so by now I'm a single parent and it's like, I got to make this work for me.
Right.
You coming into this situation trying to take over?
Right.
What you mean? Right, exactly. So that has been a huge, you know what I'm saying, thing for me, because while I do have, I know my hubby has a vision for our family, I do as well. And sometimes even 16 years later, after being in this situation and having trusted and all that type of stuff, I still struggle with being able to take the background.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure, like, ain't nothing I can do about my upbringing. I'm in counseling. I'm trying to help myself.
See, I understand though, because I completely can relate, because the kid's father was trash. Mm-hmm. I hate to say it like that, but he was. Mm-hmm. My next relationship was trash. So it's like after being hurt so many times and after being let down so many times, you build this wall. I mean, and it's hard for that wall to come down, especially when you have children.
Exactly.
I mean, when you have somebody else's life in your hands, mm-hmm. It's hard. Like I'm not like I said, I made it hard for my husband at first. But like I said, he proved himself to me and showed me that he could lead the way. But absolutely. I totally agree. After so many letdowns, I mean, what I'm supposed to do? They say 3 times beautiful or something.
Right.
Like, no, I'm not gonna keep it.
All right, like 50 times, okay?
Right. No, like I'm not gonna keep being the fool. I mean, but that's why it's important for men to understand that you have to be a man.
Right.
You have to lead that family. And if you want a woman to be submissive to you, you need to prove to her that you're able to lead the family.
And that's another thing. I ain't following nobody that don't seem like they know what they're doing. Let me be clear. And like I said, I got a strong husband. I do. But some of them decisions done been real questionable. And sometimes I'm not sure you don't pull out your GPS. So I need you to have a GPS before you come approach me with some of these.
You gotta go. I ain't going over no cliff with you at all. Like,
clearly. And so that's the thing. It's just like, that's why I have a hard time falling back, because it's like I want to come home and I want to take off my shoes, I want to take off my hat and be like, dude, you in control.
Right.
But my hubby will come up with some stuff sometimes and I be like, that's what's in your mind?
I'm not doing this with you.
What you get? Hold on, let's talk about this. You know what I mean?
It's funny.
And I want to trust. I do. I want to just do all of those type of things. But then in some situations, I have more experience, or I've had experience in seeing how this can turn out. Sometimes he's not the best researcher. And let's be honest, we really want men to be able to do all these type of things, be the strong person, be the leader, or whatever. But they don't always know.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You are right. You know,
and then go ahead.
I asked my husband, I asked James last night, I said, what was what made you want to be a leader for your family? Mm-hmm. And it was the men that he saw in his family. You know, he saw men, raising, whole families, and the respect that the children have for those men in their lives, and he wanted to be, he said he always knows what he wanted. He always knew what he wanted his family to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, that's kind of deep.
Right,
I
right,
mean, and I think that the upbringing, like you said, men don't always know because they didn't have it. They didn't have
right.
it. They didn't see it. And that's why it's important to make sure that, you leading, like even with the kids, you
Mm-hmm.
got to make sure you're showing the kids in, the right direction.
Right. And some of these men have been raised by their mamas, and their mamas don't necessarily always be the strongest people.
You're right.
So let me be clear. I ain't following her ass either. She ain't got that family.
Yeah.
You know,
You
but
think it's because the men weren't in the life in their life? What do you think? Like,
that's a hard question because while I do like the idea of men being like a two-family home, I've seen some women who have raised some boss sons.
Yes, okay.
You know what I'm saying? By themselves. I'm not saying that that's the way that it should be. I would never encourage that. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we're built and bred, born to actually want a partner, you know what I'm saying, want somebody to share the responsibility for. I do think that men overall are going to be a stronger species. That's just what it is.
Right.
I don't give a damn how much authority we have, what we do. I really just feel like it's a place. Like if you think about the Bible from a biblical point, they've always been stronger than we have been. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think that actually changes, but I don't think that it's also impossible for women to raise strong men.
I absolutely do not think that that's impossible. Absolutely. Because I know my mother raised us by herself, basically. And she was strong, but she was never submissive in her relationships. But she had a reason not to be submissive,
Right.
She didn't have someone that she could always depend on. She knew she had those 3 kids, and she knew she had to do what she had to do.
Right, so, exactly. Yeah. So I think that sometimes it's nature versus nurture, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes as women, we're put in a situation where our nature is going to raise us. Like if I had to be just a parent to Jargon, Mike has been in his life since he was 4. His dad has never just really been a strong man or a strong example. You know what I'm saying, to him, you know what I'm saying? So I could have very well been a single parent.
Right.
And I can honestly say that there was a huge difference when Mike came along. I do think that because of me and because of what I had gone through, I could have still raised a strong son. But at the same time, it was very helpful to have some help to be able to, you know what I'm saying, show him a different way. Yes. But I don't think that we're impossible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's impossible for us to do it alone.
Not at all.
Let me catch up on these comments again. Hold on. Jacob is saying a lot. He said, I was brainwashed since I'm a child, and I was become so sad and unhappy. Is because I lost my self-esteem. Hold on. Goopy told Jacob that it sounds like he needed some therapy. Don't be afraid to reach out. Just based off of what I've read, I think that might be the case. Queen said, a man who is a real leader in the head listens to his wife and wants her opinion on things. He doesn't just bark out orders. I absolutely agree. Queen, are you doing this? Because we got to learn something from you today, honey. I'm gonna put the invite back in here. She is such a wealth of information. Wow. I have conversations with Queen often. She put me in check, especially after the Friday Night Live.
Okay.
She have to call me and get me, and I appreciate it. Because where I'll be off the rails. He said, and I like women to treat me like a dog. Okay, so I think that Jacob is actually he a clown. He just spamming whatever. We're not gonna read nothing else from him. Most men raised by their mothers. I'm glad I was because my father was a prick. That's definitely a different opinion. I am Sergeant said ATL said bad directions is one of my biggest pet peeves, especially when he got me driving in Bankhead. She a mess. Oh, wow. She said a lot of women have the wrong idea of being submissive. It doesn't mean you just have to do everything your husband wants you to do. It does not mean you lose. It doesn't mean you lose yourself and don't have a voice. I agree. And I think that that's where a lot of stuff is really confused oftentimes. You know what I'm saying? Like not for me, but I think that it takes a level of strength from a man to be able to appreciate his woman's opinion and know that he does not always like the idea. I've had it was one conversation that we had on Friday Night Live, and I made the comment that I didn't need Mike. I wanted him. When I tell you, I got my ass handed to me in a handbag. Like, a lot of people thought that was such a disrespectful comment. I didn't look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? My hubby recognizes my strengths or whatever, and he actually appreciates the fact that I don't need him. I don't know a lot of women, like I don't know a lot of men nowadays, especially that just want a needy woman.
Right.
But there are a lot of people, a lot of men who feel like if you don't need me, then it's some type of shot at them.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of the comments that I got was from men that was like, you know, you need him. I had in that same live, I made a comment about being afraid of the dark. It was like, you afraid of the dark. And you talking about you. I mean, I'm talking about when I tell you, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, I can't believe that many, in my opinion, that was weak. You know what I'm saying? Like that was super weak. My thing is be able to appreciate our strengths. It's not that nobody is trying to take away from you. I know that we need to what's the saying? Or boost their egos and different things of that nature. But exactly, make them feel like a man. My man is a man. I don't have to make him feel like that. He knows that, but because of the way that he's secure with himself, yeah, he ain't got to be reminded of it. He know when I be talking and barking and doing all
bull crapping, right?
Exactly. I'll be a little pit bull.
He's secure in himself and his own manlyhood, so he's not worried about that. You know, it's some insecure men that are worried about if a woman gonna be submissive to them, and I think secure men are, you know, like you said, he not worried about what you're talking about. He know you just talking stuff. He know what you really are. He know what you're gonna really do.
Absolutely.
So he ain't worried about that. But it's them insecure men, I absolutely believe, that worried about women being submissive to them or not being submissive to them because they want to control something.
Exactly. And that's the thing. It's like when you're in a space where you need that much control, that's when I wonder if you're crossing the level of abuse at that point.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Because I almost, when they were coming at me, I was just imagining being like locked in key, can't come out the house, can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Get beat on. I was like, this is so scary. Scary. Queen is gracing us with her presence, and like I said, she just was. I think she may have. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 30 years of marriage.
Oh wow!
And she just celebrated. I'm wrong. She's shaking her head. It was a long time though. 33 years of marriage. See, I'm pretty close. And so she always has great advice. So I'm going to invite her in to share with us. Okay. Hey, Queen.
Hi, Kiki. How you doing?
Yeah, turn it the other way, sideways.
This way? Okay.
So
am I in there?
When you have an opportunity to follow her and her husband's podcast. Mr. and Mrs.
Okay, what's the name again? What's the name of the podcast?
It's Mr. and Mrs. Mac.
Okay.
Mr.
and Mrs. Okay. Kiki, text it to me.
I definitely
will. Let me have my phone the right way. Is it the right way?
There you go. You stay right there.
Okay. So it's a very interesting subject on tonight.
All right.
One I think I know a little bit about.
Okay.
But it was like I was saying, I think a lot of women have the wrong idea of the word submission.
Yes.
Submissiveness. Because we watch the TV shows, and in society we think it's saying a man just have total control over the house and the woman just fade in the background and just do whatever he say. And no, that's not what submissive is. A woman being submissive really falls a lot on the man. Okay? The man have to give us something to submit to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Just because you're a man does not mean that we have to automatically submit to you. If you're out here and you're not doing your part and taking the lead role in the home, doing the things that a man should do, I don't have to submit to you.
Why? Right.
What am I submitting to you for?
No.
You know, you have to play your role. You have to play your role.
Yes.
And when you play your role, I'll play mine. It goes hand in hand. It's not a one-way street.
No.
And I think that's where men have this thing messed up at, because they think just I'm the man and I'm the man and you got to do what I say do.
Sir.
No.
Right.
You have to bring something to the table, sir.
Yes.
Right. I agree.
And when you bring stuff to the table, just like I told you, And you flipped out on me, Kiki. You flipped out on me when I told you I ran my husband's bathwater. She flipped out on me.
Oh wow.
I went crazy. You went on that
She
line.
went crazy. I'm not running no damn bathwater. I ain't running no
Look,
bathwater. I
look,
said,
get off of
Kiki.
here like my
But
husband
see,
be like, where's the water?
let me tell you why I ran the bathwater.
Okay.
Okay. I cannot remember the last time I pumped gas. I cannot remember the last time I put gas in my car.
Wow.
I can't remember the last time I washed my car.
I
I
can't. Oh
can't.
wow.
Right. And see, I can't remember the last time I cut grass. I don't cut grass.
No.
I don't do none of that.
Mhm.
I don't. I wouldn't even know the first thing about taking my car to the mechanic. I don't have no clue.
Neither would I. Right.
Would not
Mhm.
know
Mhm.
what to do.
That's not my lane.
So, right, paying bills. I don't know how to do that stuff.
See, I
I
can.
need to
Mhm.
now that I do need to learn. But
Mhm.
when you're doing your part, I don't mind running you bathwater. I
Right.
don't mind. I turn the covers back for my husband on the bed. But like I told you, when the pandemic hit and I wasn't going to get my nails and feet done, what did I tell you he did, Kiki? He went and studied on Facebook. I mean on YouTube how to do it. Pulled
Wow.
up a channel one day, baby, I'm gonna do your hands and feet. I mean, it didn't look the best, but just the idea that he did it. You know what I'm
He made
saying?
the effort to
So
do it.
men,
Wow.
he made the effort to do it. So when your man is doing things to give you something to submit to, it's
Mhm.
easy. And
Yes.
it doesn't mean submissive doesn't mean that every time a decision has to be made, I have to do whatever my husband say do. That's not
Absolutely.
submissive. No,
No.
we both come to to the table together. We bounce ideas off of each other,
You have to.
and
Mhm.
then we
He
come
don't do that if he respects you.
right, and then we come to an agreement.
Yes,
This is what
ma'am.
we're going to do. It does not
Right.
mean it. He just takes the lead in everything, and we just fall behind him.
Right.
That's not submission.
No.
Right.
That
No.
because
Exactly.
when you really think of that, who see y'all gonna start me to preaching. Who
Gonna preach.
really
Gonna
who
preach.
tell me this? Who what woman falls behind a man and do everything he tell her to do without a word or anything? What type of woman does that?
None.
I mean,
Think
I
about it.
know a couple. I know a couple.
No,
But I
no.
will say
You know what I'm saying? Is you know what brand of woman does that? Is an
what
abusive woman.
Oh
When a
wow.
man
I
abuses
agree.
a woman, she follows behind him and does whatever he say
Okay.
do
Yep.
without opening up her mouth
Mhm.
because she's scared and she's in fear.
And
You
I
see
feel
what I'm
like
Right.
saying?
that's an insecure man.
Right,
I agree.
right.
Terry said
So
that's a
so we don't
creative
have to
virus.
just follow up behind our husbands like they're the like everything they say is gospel and everything they say we just have to do.
Mm-mm.
And we as
Exactly.
black women, we ain't gonna do that anyway
No.
because I mean it's just not in us because we're gonna voice our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna say what we have to say. I mean, we have to season our speech, though. Our speech can be a little, but we have to let our speech be seasoned with grace,
Yes.
and say things calmly. And that's the thing that we have to learn how to do as women is talk to our husbands calmly
Yes.
because they want. I'm gonna tell you, just like I told Kiki, if you let your husband think he the best thing in the world, it's nothing that man
Yeah.
won't do for you. I'm telling you, there
Absolutely.
is
I believe that is true.
nothing that man will not do. All a man really want to do is feel
Yes.
appreciated and
Yes.
respected.
Respect.
If we give
Exactly.
them those two things, there's nothing they won't do for us
Wow.
or let let us do because they just
Right.
want men, especially black men, they want respect because they
Yeah.
feel like, and that's why I run the bathwater. Because when my husband come home from work,
Wow.
my husband been beat down all day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Wow.
They're going out here working, and some of these environments aren't the best, and they're having to fall under somebody else and do
Yes.
what people tell them to do, and some stuff they don't agree with. They
Yes.
can't voice their opinion. So when they get home, we have to have an atmosphere of, baby, this is home. You can let
Right.
your
This
hair
is safe
down.
for
I'm gonna treat you like a king.
you. Yes, ma'am.
What you want, I'm gonna pamper you. I'm gonna
Yes.
give you the things you need. But the flip side of that is he do the same for me. You
Yep.
see, it's
Absolutely.
hand in
Absolutely.
hand. That's the
You know,
thing.
my
It's
husband,
It's
teamwork.
hand in
he
hand.
spoils so that he can be spoiled.
Right,
Right.
bingo. That's it.
He
That's
always
it.
says that.
That is it. Because it's nothing better when you're having a bad day or a rough day, to
Yeah.
come home and your husband has things laid out for you, and you can de-stress, and he understand that, and he'll give you the space that you need when you say
Yeah.
you're tired. Because when you got a lot going on, and you stressed, you don't need your husband over there nagging you. You
Right.
didn't do this and you didn't do that and
And
that.
it's vice
No,
versa.
right,
Right.
and vice versa. You need him to be understanding,
Yes.
and give you that time to do the things that you need to do, because it's not all about him.
Right.
It's not,
Absolutely.
life is not all about you.
Yes.
I mean, I have goals and ambitions too.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you have to
Exactly.
allow me that time to do the things that I need to do, just like I allow you the time to do the things that you need to do.
And
And
that's so.
all of that plays
Oh
into
wow.
submission.
Right.
But my husband. So you saying this, and I was gonna leave. I had wrote it down, but I went to nursing school, and I had 4 children when we met. I went to nursing school 2 years into our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Now this man, 2 years in with 4 children, I want to say allowed me, because I don't know if I would have been able to do it, or I would have struggled to do it. He made it easier for me to do it and go to school, and said that I didn't have to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the moment that I realized, okay, he got us. For
Mm-hmm.
him to take 4
Right.
kids that's not
Right.
biologically not his, and love them
Mm-hmm.
like they're his, it was something it was something. And I mean, I
Right.
had to start letting that wall down. Remember I said in the beginning, I
Right.
had the
Right.
wall up. I had to start letting that wall down, because it was like, for somebody to open up their heart like that, to do that, like, really?
Right.
These 4
Right.
kids don't
Right.
belong, biologically, they're
Right.
not yours. And then I don't
Right.
have to work at all.
Right.
All I
Right.
have to
That's
do is,
you.
I think I was trying to get unemployment or something. Like, really?
Right.
This is it? I thought at
Right.
that moment, I think
Right.
I realized that, okay, he is worthy of me to follow
And
him.
see,
Right.
that's Kiki's problem. I know Kiki. I'm starting to learn Kiki.
What you finna
Kiki,
say?
I mean, because this is Kiki, and I'm sure Mike would agree with me. Kiki have a problem, I think, letting her wall down, like you just said. Because Kiki, like, I've been
Absolutely.
hurt so much, and you ain't hurt me, and I'm gonna keep this
Right.
wall up because ain't
Right.
nobody getting to my heart, and ain't nobody gonna hurt me.
Well, he
And
got
that's
my
Kiki.
whole heart, but I still got that wall up.
Well, I mean, when I say my heart, means that it's still a wall around that heart, though, Kiki. Because
Can I be vulnerable for just a moment, Mom? Let me be vulnerable.
sure, I want you to.
I love this man so
Mm-hmm.
much. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so afraid of him disappointing me. So
See,
if I
you
don't give
scared of
him
being
that
hurt.
opportunity to, then you can't. And I realize that it is a defense mechanism.
It
I
is.
realize that. But I'm so afraid. Like, if I let these walls down and he ain't turned on his GPS and you lead me into this wall,
But
I'm
see,
gonna be out. Like, I just don't
you
know what
gotta
to
let
do
him
with
know that,
that.
though, Kiki.
Huh?
Does he know that, though?
You know it. Oh, I
He
tell
do
you, like,
now.
So
He do now.
shut up. Okay.
And see, Kiki, you know what? And that could be, well, I ain't gonna say can be. That's a part of Mike's problem, is because he know that you got that wall up. And when somebody feel like you don't wholeheartedly trust them, when you've been married 17 years, I mean, Kiki, you gotta let that walk. Come on, sis.
I'm doing better though. I'm
Sis,
doing better. Listen, I haven't ran the bathwater yet because he takes showers, but I have the showers in there.
well,
I'm doing
you
better.
know what I'm saying.
I'm trying so hard. Y'all don't understand.
Right.
I'm trying so hard.
No.
I've even set alarms in my phone so that I can remember to ask him to do stuff for me. And then not too
Right.
long ago, because like I said, Mike is really he has a lot of pride. He wants to take care. That has been his old dream. Let me take care of my family. He has proven himself.
Yeah,
Right.
He has. Like, I
definitely.
don't have to
It
say
ain't
about
him.
anything. He's gonna be like he is the man. Like he I don't have to worry about nothing. I
Right.
just
Right.
have a hard time with being able to say I need you. I have a hard time with being able to. I don't know what it is. I'm just afraid of disappointment. If I
It's the
tell you that
wall. It's the
you
wall, and you being hurt. You are afraid of being hurt, Kiki. That and
Yeah.
I don't
until
want
you
to do
let that
that.
wall down, you got to let your wall down. You got to. I
And
mean,
then,
you got to
Kiki,
give Mike
you know
all of
he's
you,
not gonna let you
all
down.
of you.
I know
You
he
know it,
ain't.
You know he
right?
not.
But it's a real thin line between love and hate for me. So when you do, I'm scared I'm gonna hate you. I'm trying to protect him, y'all. Y'all gotta believe me. I'm trying-
But you got all of Mike though. You have all of Mike. I see
all
how
of
Mike
them.
look in your eyes. When Mike look at you, I don't know if you see it, but when Mike look in your eyes, you can tell that man in love. That I mean, you can see it in his eyes. I mean, for real. And he just wants the same thing. He wants the
Yeah.
same thing from you because he wants to know that I have all of my wife because it's a part he don't have.
He gonna have to talk to my parents about it. Then I don't know what he's gonna do. So somebody asked, in 16
But
years,
see
have Mike disappointed
but
me?
that part that you're not giving him, that's the part that's not allowing you to be all the way submissive because you're like,
Right?
you're not gonna hurt me.
I agree.
But you got to put it down. You have to.
I agree, and I'm trying. Like when I
You
tell
have
y'all,
to,
I am
Kiki.
this is my every single last day. Like I am being intentional. I am being open minded. I'm listening more. I'm not just being like I have really listened to
Hmm.
you, Queen. I
You
promise
are.
you, and I
Hmm.
actually trying to incorporate. I'm not perfect.
You have.
This is conversation that
Nobody
we're having
is.
in
No,
therapy,
no.
but I'm trying my absolute best because, like I said, he's done. Now, don't get me wrong. Somebody asked in the comments, had Mike ever um disappointed me in 16 years. In 16 years, absolutely he has disappointed me. And each and every time it has reset the timer. However, I will be honest in saying and mature in saying that a lot of the disappointment hadn't come from Mike. It done came from my past and I've made him responsible for it. Now I try my
Right,
best.
right. Hmm.
I
Sorry.
try
Yep,
my
and that,
absolutely
yeah.
hardest. Sometimes when I have to reflect, I realize I'm making him pay for stuff that he didn't
Right.
even have no
That he
part in.
didn't do. Right,
Trying
right,
to just like I said, I have these walls up because it's just like I have been disappointed so much, and I respect him so much, I love him so much, and I just don't want to ever see him from eyes that's different from what I see him now,
Right.
and
right,
that's
right.
fear of mine. It
But
really is.
I tell you though, because I've been where you are. I've been hurt by my mother,
Have
and I
to.
mean, it's been some stuff. And I
Mm-hmm.
was the same way. I was very guarded. My husband tell you, I was very guarded. I wouldn't let him love me.
Ooh.
And you know what broke it for me, for my husband,
Ooh.
But
is he was trying to do something for me, and I wouldn't let him do it. And he got so frustrated, he fell on the floor and he started beating the floor with his fist, saying,
oh wow.
I love you. I love you. I don't know why you won't trust me. I'm doing all I can. And it's like I heard my husband's soul cry. I mean, it's like
Mm-hmm.
he was just beating the floor. Will you let me love you? Will you put the wall down?
Wow.
I mean, he did that. And that broke in me.
And
Like,
see,
I can trust myself with this man.
I had a situation like that. Y'all heard about? I had $6 in my bank account.
You had what?
$6.
Right. Mm-hmm.
$6.
Oh yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
And
yes.
Mike checked that bank account and he called me. He was like, did something happen to your bank account? And I said, no. He was like, so this $6 is real? And I was like, yeah. He was like, and you not gonna come to me and ask me for
Wow.
nothing.
Right.
And I was
Right.
like, I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even look at it like that. Like I was just like, no, I don't need to ask you for nothing. And his feelings was so hurt. He was like, for real, you gonna walk
I'm
Right.
around
sure they were.
with $6? Like, and I was serious
Wow.
about it. Like I didn't see anything wrong with that. I really didn't. And I must admit, I started to shift then. But of course, over time, like little stuff will happen here, little stuff will happen there, and you like, I'm in. I almost feel like I be playing double dutch. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna give it, and then something might happen, and I'm like, no, I don't necessarily agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, I definitely have an opinion. Mike don't shut me down. He's always interested in what I say. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Anything, any decision that he get ready to make, he like, babes, we need to talk about this. It's not that. It's totally me. I'll agree. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I know that for a fact. And I want to be different. So I am being much more aware and intentional of it.
Yeah,
But
right. To even voice it like you're doing. To even
right.
voice it like
That's
you're
the
doing is
start.
saying, right, that's the first step
Look, I have a
is to
problem.
acknowledge.
Right. I
Right.
gotta put
That's
I
the
need
first
AA.
step. And I want to do better. That's
Right.
the first step. And
It is.
that
Right.
that that in itself, is enough is you should be proud of because a lot of people can't do that.
Right.
You
Right.
know, they
Solve
like
them
I am how
problems.
I am and I'm not gonna change and if you don't
Right.
like it, da 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 da. But to and I see you, Kiki. I feel it bothers you. I can tell
Yeah,
it
it
does
bothers me a lot. It bothers me a
because
lot because I must admit he is the best man that I have. Like when I say you know how he try hard, he do like he is a really, really good dude. Y'all know I wouldn't be with nobody for 16
Right.
years and he what?
right,
Like
right.
y'all know me at this point. You know what I'm saying? So you know he gotta be, you know what I'm saying? And he tries so hard and he has proven himself 100,000 times. I know that I'm just I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I need more therapy than what we getting. I probably need it 5 days a week. I don't know. I'm like I said,
But
I
it
just
takes time though, Kiki. It takes
It do.
time.
It
It
takes
really does
time.
take time.
You just start
and
doing
I'm gonna
little bit by little bit.
in my defense, I'm just getting to a place where I'm
Right.
even willing to.
Good,
Before
right.
it was just whatever, honey. I'm gonna make like listen. I haven't been to the car dealership before. I'm supposed to go get an oil change. I show up with a whole nother car. I ain't call him. I ain't
Oh
did
Lord, Kiki.
nothing. Okay?
A whole car, Kiki.
In my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna pay this car. No, ain't nobody asked you for nothing. I'm not thinking about it from the standpoint of if something happened, he gonna have to have my back. This another responsibility for him. I'm like, shit. Excuse my language. I
Yeah.
make my own money. I'm good. If
Right.
I don't have a job, I'm gonna find another one. You know what I'm saying? So when I tell you I have evolved, I am growing, I am changing, I
Right.
am really putting
Right.
forth the effort. But it's still a struggle. It
Right.
really is. And I'm just thankful that he's as strong as he is because
Mhm.
he doesn't he like honestly might be brushing me off like whatever. I'll come back and talk to you in a minute. He ain't finna argue. He ain't finna go through all of that. You know what I'm saying? But in most of the time when he does stuff like that, I have an opportunity to think about it and I'll be like, I don't want to admit that I'm wrong. I don't, but I will.
Mhm.
I'm growing, y'all. I'm growing. I really am. So I wanted to ask the question, Queen, while you're here,
Mhm.
because you have way more experience than we do. Do you think it's hard for men to admit when they don't know how to lead a family?
Oh, of course it is. Of
So
course
what
it
do
is.
you do in that situation? Let's say hypothetically you have a man that just he don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, is it
Mhm.
like should we not be with that person? Is that somebody who is that's worth the time? I mean, because I feel like you if you get into a place where you're used to being in the lead, then he'll get comfortable. Like it's so many more men that's comfortable with women being in the lead because they just don't know. Like, what is your advice
Mhm.
for that?
Well, I wouldn't say you just this kind of person because they can't lead. Because everybody's background is different. How everybody was raised is different. And
Right,
that's really common in a household that a man came out of where there wasn't a father figure there, or there was one there that didn't know how to lead. So it's something that they have to grow and learn, just like we have to grow and learn. When
Right.
we
right.
get married, we don't know how to be wives.
Mm-mm.
You have to grow into it. So it's
Mhm.
something that now what I will say is if he don't know how to lead, do he have an ambition to learn how to lead? Now that's the question you need to ask.
Okay.
Now, if he
Okay.
don't, now you get now we can't do this.
No.
You know, but I mean, let's be for real.
He'll back
I
out
mean,
now, huh?
I mean, go on back out because that's not gonna work. But if he have a desire to learn and want to learn how to lead, then that's something you can work with.
Right.
But
So
you
let me ask
can't.
you a question. How do okay, just as a woman, and I'm not saying that this
Mhm.
is me, I'm just speaking in general because it was something
Right,
that I was thinking
right.
about when writing notes. So you come into the situation with a man who don't know how to lead. So obviously at this point, you're helping them to learn. You're helping them because they mama, I can't say they ain't getting them right because ain't no telling what people think about jargon and how I raised him. So I can't say they didn't try, but for some reason it
Mhm.
skipped levels and they didn't get it. Okay. So now you're this woman and you are helping this man to evolve into a man. Because sometimes I do
Mhm.
believe that us as women have to teach men how to be men. They just don't be knowing sometimes. They mama be whoever she is, okay? Now he's gotten his foot. How do you fall back from that when essentially you've been in a lead? Essentially, yeah, I'm learning to trust you, but I ain't too much finna give you the whole reins. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do
Mhm.
you do with that situation? Is it even worth pursuing?
I mean, I would hate to say that he's not worth pursuing because there's plenty of diamonds in the rough. Okay,
Mhm.
so so because we weren't all put together either.
Right.
When
Absolutely.
when we came together. So what you have to do, like I say, do he have a desire to learn? That's the question.
Right. So let
Okay.
me ask a question right quick. Dre Day Kick said, I didn't have the vision of how to lead. That was something he had to learn. Dre Day, can you join us real quick and just give us your feedback on this. I would really appreciate it, just to hear a man's point of view from a place that you didn't have to learn. I mean, you didn't know and you had to learn. Like, what was that process like? And how patient was your wife in the process? Please join. You joined us on Friday Night Live. You can join me on my Let's Be Clear. Come on through,
I will say though, while he's waiting to join, is how my husband and I both learned how to lead and be a wife and be a husband. Is we're very strong in church, and we were in a church that had women's fellowship and men's fellowship,
Mm-hmm.
and that taught us how to be a wife and how to be a mother and how to be a father and how to be a husband. So that's what really helped us.
See, and
So
that's
I didn't
good
have to
too,
be in
because
his ear all the time telling him you do this and you do that. He had a man that he
right,
trusted telling him and
Right.
teaching
yeah.
him how to do it. So that's
What
what
were you
brought, us.
No, I was just gonna say, see, James was brought up in church. He
okay?
was
Mhm.
absolutely brought up in church. So he found a lot of those good, wholesome men that were in church too.
Right,
He saw
right.
what it
Mhm.
took to be, it was a lot of family men around.
Right.
So
Right,
I think that
right.
had a lot to do with him knowing what he wanted his family to
Because
be.
and that's true because a man don't always want a woman telling them what to do.
No,
Absolutely
I
not.
don't
mean,
nobody want somebody telling
they
them what to do
don't.
all the time.
Right.
Right.
And they can receive something from another brother
Yeah,
quicker than they can from us. Because if
yes,
we
that's
say a
true.
lot, we nagging. If we say
Yes,
a whole lot of stuff, we nagging.
yep.
Right.
And
I
they'll
can go.
tune us
I
out.
can tell. I can give Mike this whole speech, and he'd be like, "Whatever." He'll go and hear me, homeboy, and all of a sudden
Mhm.
he'll hear something new. You be like,
The
"I
light
just
bulb went off.
said
Right, right, right,
it."
right,
Dre didn't
right.
say he can't work. He's still at work at the moment, but hopefully he'll leave some comments.
Hmm.
This dude and his wife, he always has a strong opinion. This dude and his wife, are you going to join us and let us know what you think about this subject, please? He has a really strong opinion. And so I mean, and really good advice. Honestly, he got sense. Like him and Dre, they do. Dre, they were coming for me on Friday because Queen, I went on my best behavior again.
You sure wasn't. You wasn't Kiki.
I
You wasn't Kiki. If I can be honest, you and Mike, y'all got so deep, I had to cut it off.
oh no.
Cause see, y'all my children, okay, and I, eh, you
Told y'all
know,
this stuff.
sometimes there's some stuff parents don't want to hear, and so I'm
Yes,
like, okay,
I
it's time for
agree.
me to exit.
I'm
Time for
gonna
me
stop
to exit.
embarrassing you. Stop
I
joining
mean,
on
y'all.
Friday. This not
I
me.
mean,
That's like this whole
whew.
other girl. I'm not sure who she be. Like, oh my God.
But I know y'all
I
young and you want to have fun, so I'm not gonna, I just
absolutely.
went on the bed.
Absolutely. I am Sergeant actually is joining us. She is such a dope chick, and she's actually been doing a lot of vlogging and stuff. I'm so proud of her. So I'm really interested in what she has to say because she has she has an aged marriage as well, but she has also a really good opinion. So we're gonna let her be added to the screen. Hey
Oh,
girl.
I could be added. Oh, I'm added with. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
But I'm honored to be added with you, ladies, especially with Queen. Queen, like is saying in the comments, you are hitting on a lot of stuff. Y'all don't have to excuse me. I know Kiki invited me, and she said I could wear a bunny or whatever.
You are
I
welcome. It's come as
Come
you
as
are. If
you
you can go to
are.
church,
come on now.
you can come to
Right.
this
Queen,
live. As you are.
Queen said, like church, come as you are. I am doing a quick weave on my hair, and I've got the protective gel on there to let it harden. And I'm recording it, so it's gonna be a vlog. So
Absolutely.
so I'm not ashamed, y'all. But I'm here because, and if y'all hear my husband in the background, he's getting ready to leave for work. I always keep him prayed up, and it just hit when Queen mentioned church, and my mom, she was a single mom, and I truly appreciate her. But it was kind of hard, to be honest. It was kind of hard taking advice from her because she's never been married, and it's no disrespect. And before I get started, let me say excuse me to all my in-laws if y'all watch this, or if my husband comes back and watch this. My husband, baby, you know I love you, right? said, yeah. So, but it was hard listening to my mom. I'm like, because she will always tell me, baby, you got a man that's willing to go to church. She said he's willing to follow you. He's willing. And I'm like, well, like, mama, come on now. I don't want no man following me. I want to be led. You know what I'm saying? And, to be quite honest, my husband's mom, before we were married, like when I first met him, she said, she told me he wasn't a leader. In front of him, his mom said that. She said he's not a leader. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
But I was so young. Keep in mind, I met him when I was 18. We've been together. It'll be 14 years this December. So we have grown up together. Mm-hmm. We have grown up together. Right. And I was thinking about this today. I'm a truck driver, and like it's so many reasons. And I just asked him while he was getting ready for work. I said, baby, am I submissive? He said, sometimes. He said, you have your moments. And that, to me, that's better. That's better than I thought I was, to be honest. Look, I'm winning. But I have so many reasons not to be submissive, I feel. But hold on, where was I going?
I don't know.
But I just like,
he wasn't a leader.
Right. Okay, that's where it was.
I want to know how you dealt with it.
Well, I mean, we've just grown together, and that's where I was going. We got together when I was 18, and by the time he was 18, my husband from Bankhead, so he went to, and he grew up with his uncle. Him and his uncle looked like twins. He had a lot of great male figures in his life, and they took him to strip clubs. All the clubs on Bankhead early. He was in the Bounce. He was in 112. He was in Blue Flame. He was in all that early. So he experienced a lot of stuff as a teenager, Mm-hmm. So when he met me, like, I was sheltered. It was funny. My mama didn't let me watch Color Purple, the movie The Color Purple. I didn't see that until I was in my 20s. Mm-hmm. I was that sheltered. I was so sheltered. My mom wouldn't let us watch Harry Potter because she said it was it dealt with witchcraft. So I was sheltered. So I wanted to be free when I turned 18, and I was a virgin when I met my husband. He took my virginity, and I was a virgin till I was 19. Like, I tried to give it to him, like, take this virginity. You gonna take my virginity, like, ASAP. You about to when almost when we first met, you gonna take this virginity today. He made me wait 8 months. He made me wait 8 months. So I went to my brothers. I'm like, hey, bro, what is a man cheating if he make you wait for sex? They was like, yeah, sis, you a virgin. He might still be messing with that old thing. I was like, God. You know what I'm saying? But he told me he wasn't, but it was when, like, me being so young and him being so experienced, and he's only 2 years older than me, he said, I want you to go out there and realize it's nothing in them streets. Mm-hmm. It's nothing in those streets. So early in our relationship, we got into a lot of stuff. The police were involved. Yeah. So It was at a time that it was mandated by a judge that we couldn't be together. Wow. It was a restraining order. Right. There was a restraining order. So at that time we were breaking up on and off every 2 weeks, so he said, go out there, you're going to find it ain't nothing out there. So I saw it wasn't nothing out there. Niggas don't want to do nothing. They want you to do everything. Disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Mm. Like, I saw, and I appreciated that. I grew from that. And in that time, that's when I went and became a truck driver. I cut my hair off. I did everything to make this man not like me. I said, I'm going to cut my hair off. I'm going to look real butch, because I thought that's how I thought I had to be that tough on the road as a truck driver. And I thought, I'm out here a truck driver. I'm making just as much money as he is. He not gonna want me. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. He didn't care. At first it was hard because I was over the road. He wanted me to come back home. And now I am home and I'm a local driver every night. And we both make the same amount of money. He's not intimidated at all. So we're continuing to grow. And that's another part of me not being so submissive is because I'm around men all day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm around men all day, and they like any sign of weakness. You know what I'm saying? If I dress this way, and it's women out in the warehouse. Women, the women are tougher on me than the men are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But at one point, I trained MARTA drivers. And MARTA has some foreign drivers, and I was training some foreign guys, and those foreign guys, they did not want to listen to women. They did not want to take my instructions. They would write bad reports up on me saying I yell at them, I disrespect them, and the issue was I'm a woman and I was much younger than them. So they did not want to listen to me, and I had to go back to their culture. And their culture, women, like in the Middle Eastern, women are covered up and like they don't really have a voice. They're not to be seen or heard.
So let me ask you real quick. So so basically what you're saying is that your career makes it difficult for you to be as submissive, and then you also mentioned abusive relationship. Did that change how you looked at your husband? Or, you know what I'm saying, was it harder for you to submit to him because of that? Like, how did that correlate with your lack of submission?
You said that, Kiki. That was a good question. And to be honest, to be 100 completely honest, because I'm a God-fearing person. I'm not a liar. You know what I'm saying? I was the only one taken to jail.
Oh.
So I don't know. I wasn't abusive. It was a horrible moment. You know what I'm saying? But, and this hurt me to this day. The police officer asked him, do you want her to just get her stuff and leave? Or do you want us to take her into custody? And the police officer asked him, are you scared of her? First he asked me, are you afraid of him? I said, no, but I know I didn't really lay a hand. You know what I'm saying? I know I didn't really do much. And I'm sitting up there with scars all over me. And the police officer asked him, are you afraid of her? He said, yes. I said, what? No. And as soon as he said he was afraid of me, they put me in cuffs.
So now my question is when your mom said that he wasn't a leader, and after your experiences with this, how did you have, obviously y'all made 14 years, so something had to work out, but like, how does that, I hope I'm making my question clear. So your mom tell you from the jump, hey, this isn't somebody that can be a leader in your situation. Now you're in an abusive situation, and then on top of that, you have to compile your career. How are y'all today? In other words, like how?
It's double dutch, Kiki. You mentioned it. It's double dutch. It really is. It's a game of double dutch. But to me, like from my understanding, that's marriage. Like I don't come from a family of marriage. And the court order, I had to take anger management. Anger management helped. Then in my 20s, I was able to experience ain't nothing out there. And now in my 30s, he gives me he's patient. Okay. He is patient. You know what I'm saying? He is a kind, patient guy. You know what I'm saying? And he lets me be me. I hate for him to go back and watch that live from last Friday, but hey, he gonna accept it. Even he gonna watch this one, and I got this cap on my head, but I can be me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
so y'all have grown over time.
We have grown together, and we know it's a continued journey. And Kiki, one thing it's only by the grace of God. It's only by the grace of God, because I'm not submissive. I don't embarrass him. Like you said, we go out to the strip club and everything together. I don't embarrass him. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that answers your question.
It does. It definitely does. And we definitely appreciate you joining and sharing and letting us in on that, because that's a totally different way of looking at things. And like I'm sure a lot of people can definitely relate. So I appreciate you. And we definitely want to do our episode next week. So you be ready, okay?
Okay, and before I go, I just want to, mention, like the Breonna Taylor situation, like that hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When you do have a good man that's trying to protect you, you know what I'm saying? He was just protecting, his woman, and he got in trouble behind it. And people are saying, well, she died because of him. You know what I'm saying? And we want, as Black women, we deserve to be protected. We want to be protected. And it's just hurting to see so many Black women being killed, not by just police officers, by Black men.
Right.
Just recently, a young lady, she was shot in the chest in front of her 3 children by the father of her children. In front of them. And so it's like you're not only taking their mother away, you know what I'm saying? That's some trauma. Right. They're going to be traumatized from that. You know what I'm saying? And I asked for male opinions on this, and the men responded to me saying, "Oh, well, Black women have smart mouths. They got to watch the way they talk, to a Black man, especially in front of his son. If a Black woman calls a Black man a bitch, excuse me, if a Black woman calls a Black man a bitch in front of his son, he need to correct it in front of his son."
Right.
Yeah.
That's what, and I understand, but
I completely understand where you're coming from. You know, I mean, that Breonna Taylor thing, it hurt. It absolutely hurt.
I agree.
Wow.
So thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies, so much. Y'all have a good night. I'm gonna get back to this hair, y'all.
All right. I bet it's gonna be cute, girl. I can't wait to see it.
Okay.
See you later.
All right. Thank you.
Good night. I'm going to catch up on some of these comments because it's a couple of people who have said something, and then this dude and his wife, I want him to join to give us a male perspective. And I ain't gonna hold y'all too long because I know we got to get up and go to work tomorrow. At least I do.
I do too.
Let me catch up on some of them. Dr. Love said, once a man figures out his true purpose in life, he can become a great leader career-wise with his partner. Overall, there should be a balance of power and submissiveness between partners.
Yes,
that's exactly what we have been saying, Dr. Love. I appreciate that. Yes. Letitia Rucker, she gave us a donation. Thank you so much. Amazing donation. Amazing discussion, ladies. So much knowledge. Love it. Thank you so much for your support, Letitia. We appreciate you. Let's see. Jawan said, I'm 23. This is a great conversation. All young men like myself need to hear. Absolutely. See, we trying to prepare you for when you're ready. We don't need you to get your GPS ready.
Lead her.
Follow. I'm gonna need you to know where to go. Exactly. Take it. Join being silly. Sparkle, you can join anytime. Love your energy, Kiana. I'm not sure who you're talking about, but all of us have wonderful energy, so absolutely, I'll receive it. Let's see. This is super dope. Just bouncing knowledge off each other. I'm taking it all in. Absolutely, Lennar. This dude and his wife was at Walmart, but now he look like he at home. So I'm gonna stop. Well, Snacks said, "Hey, Snacks, how you doing?" It's the messenger, not the message. Most times, I definitely agree with that. So I'm going to add this dude and his wife to see what he has to say about us being submissive.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and log off. Okay.
Okay. See you later. Thank you so much.
Bye, Queen. Nice to meet you.
Love you.
Bye,
and I'll talk
to you later.
All right. Hey, Vincent, how you doing?
I'm good, ma'am. How are you?
I am doing excellent, actually. It's book release week. Nothing can get me down, okay?
Right. Buying my first audio book this week. I ain't never bought one. I'm gonna get me
Absolutely.
one. Yes,
absolutely.
ma'am. We gonna stop saying Mike rich people don't support you. I support y'all both.
You do. I wasn't talking about y'all that be there. I'm talking about the other folks that don't be supporting these. That nothing to do with you.
So
So
anyway,
thought process on this submission thing. As a man, what do you require? What are you thinking? Help us.
so first of all, I gotta mention what the Bible says. The Bible says that a woman will submit herself unto her husband. Men love to mention that Bible verse and reference that portion of the Bible verse. They seem to always forget that if you continue reading, literally a comma later, it says, and men submit yourselves also unto your wives.
Yes.
You better.
Absolutely.
What is it? Ephesians? What? I'm gonna need
It's Ephesians 5. It's in Ephesians 5.
Absolutely.
So if you're going to require that she submit herself unto you, you are going to have to require that you submit yourself unto her. That is more than just sexually.
Right.
Big thing. First of all, let me go ahead and throw myself out on Front Street. I had an issue with this. My father, who raised me, taught me everything about how to run a house, except for how to compromise with the people I have to live in the house with. All I know about running a house is telling you what I want done and when I want it done, and that about it. My wife actually once left me in this house with no power on.
You always get in trouble. Eating at Wendy's.
Oh my. But no, I'm just gonna tell this quick story and I'm gonna move on. But the power we live in South Carolina and it had snowed here. And if you live in the South, you know a half an inch of snow ruins everything. So the power went out in our house and I was at work and I got off work and I was sitting at the bar working in a restaurant at the time. And I was sitting at the bar drinking and she called me or she texted me and said, hey, power went out. I called and said, yo, you all right? She said, yes. Me and Javen are going around the corner to this or that hotel. And I said, okay, cool. Hung up the phone. I did not leave the bar.
You should have left the bar.
But I ain't know that. In my head, you good. I just asked you if you was all right. You said yes. Why are we having further conversation about this? So I go to the hotel and she texts me. Like I text her, yo, which room? She said, don't worry about it. You can go home.
You know that's how we gonna be. You already know it.
And so I went the hell on home, slept in this house. It was very cold on in this here house with the blanket and nobody heating the bed next to me. So I said all that to say I had a bunch of tools for the wrong job. I can run a team at work. I can run a team in a gym. I can manage a project. I can do all of that. But what I cannot do is come home and be a manager in my house.
Right.
I can't be that. I have to be, because we're not just on the same team, but we're each individual players on that team that I am still supposed to lead.
Absolutely.
Yes, I am leading this team, but when something goes wrong on this team, I am the person whose fault it is. Not because my wife is infallible and every time she does something she's right, but rather because if I saw something going wrong and didn't say something about it, that's my fault. If I didn't research whatever we was doing enough to be able to catch it when it starts to fall apart, that's my fault. If she brought me an idea that I thought was terrible, and I don't say so, I am wrong. All of this is my fault. She had to teach me a lot about what is required of a man outside of just penis, testicles, and back strength. Like that was really all I brought. I brought a lot more of that than that to the table, but the only thing I was putting on the table was those three things.
Right.
Because as far as I know, that's all you need. Here's the list of stuff I need you to do. This is the date and time I need it done by. And thank you very much. I'll see you on Saturday at 10 o'clock.
Wow. Yep. And a lot of men think like that, though. You know what I'm saying? Because though we are referencing the Bible a lot of men weren't raised like that. They don't even know the first thing. And that also brings in another question in regards to, I mean, I guess it really just depends on your relationship. Do you want, I mean, is it mandatory for you to have somebody who has been raised in the church if you are a Christian? Is really important? Because it's a lot of stuff that's taught there that
we can take it smooth out of the church. We can take it clean out the church. In general, men are taught that a man runs the house, and what a man says goes in the house. And if anything going wrong in your house, your chick not paying attention to you, she don't listen to you, she don't do what you say, something wrong with you as a man.
Exactly.
Wow.
Or as
You're
they
not a
like
strong man.
call him a simp.
Definitely weak. You weak and you a simp, and we gonna make fun of you every time you set foot out the door.
Right.
Every time.
Right.
So
Wow.
So look, I'm gonna add my sister. This is actually my real life sister. She been waiting for a minute. I think
the other chef.
the chef.
Yeah.
I want to hear what she got to say. She might be able to add to our conversation. Hey,
Hey
sis.
y'all. Hey sister. Hey. Hey girl. I was just like, I was over here thinking, about like, are you submissive? And when you first got on, Kiki, you was talking about how controlling and how you like to, my personality is so strong. It's like my husband, I submit to him, but I'm so strong where it's kind of like he want me to kind of lead. He lead when it comes to the bills and take care of the households, but he value my opinion so much because he not good at certain stuff. Like I feel like I'm good at like everything.
But see, that's the thing. I think that it takes strength for a man to be able to admit this ain't my lane.
Yeah,
and
certain
you know what I'm saying? That's not weakness. That's not anything. It's
like
just
a lot of some of his friends. Like I'm young. I'm 10 years younger than him. I'm 33. He's 43. We born on the same birthday, by the way. Fair what it feels. Same birthday. But some of his homeboys, they just treat him like, well, like he don't have a voice, or he just listens to everything I say. But that's not the truth. Because when I know he's serious, I know shit, sit your ass down. He's serious. Yeah, but sometimes people just assume he's just gonna do everything I say. I know when he's serious, but for the most part, my question was, is that him? Does that make him weak? Because I lead most of the things.
Not at all. That is a secure man. He knows exactly what he wants in his family. That's a secure man. No, he is not weak at all.
This dude is literally raising his hand.
I was gonna wait my turn. What I'm not gonna do is sit up here with all these women, black women, and interrupt. I ain't gonna do that at all. So no, it doesn't make him weak. It means he knows where he's strong. He's actually a lot stronger for knowing that he is not good in these areas, and those are the areas he stands back and allows you. Because you've already said, when you know he's serious, you take a back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. If he say something a certain way, I'm like, oh, okay. Because for the most part, it's just whatever Sparkle say. It is what it is. He's just gonna go in line. But some men look at that as, oh, Tremaine, you just don't have no say. So she run the household. I don't run nothing, but he know I don't run nothing, but he make me feel like I run everything.
Y'all keep talking right quick. I got to get my charger to my computer because it's not dead.
Yes, ma'am. I actually have a saying about that though. I always say that I'm the man in my house, and what I say goes in my house. If I decide something, and this is what we're gonna do. And typically speaking, I decide to do what she says to do.
Oh, exactly. See, some people don't respect that. They feel like the woman trying to take control, but sometimes a man don't want a woman that's just sitting back, because that man might be sitting back waiting on you to come in and help him out.
Right, but bigger than that is, you might be smarter than me in this area. My wife is phenomenal with finances. Phenomenal. Like, so every dime that I get is put into our joint bank account. A lot of men think that that's weird. I think it's hilarious that you would marry somebody you don't trust with your money. So moving forward.
Exactly.
I put all of my money into one bank account. My wife tells me what she's doing with said money in the bank account. Then the money goes there. She's way better than me at finances, so I let her run that. She's also better than me at planning certain things. So a whole bunch of the time when something comes around, I just be like, hey, baby, this or that's coming up. Let me know what you need me
Yeah,
to do.
exactly. My husband don't want to. He just let me take control of a lot of stuff. But this conversation was very interesting because I was like, "Dang, does that make him a little weak?" Because
No, very small for being able to
I do
admit
control,
that it's
but I do submit. Like I make his. He have never made his own plate. Period. So one time
Okay.
I was busy and I was making his plate, but he happened to come upstairs before I was going to take it down to his man cave. And I was like,
Mhm.
baby, just grab your plate on the way down since you headed downstairs. And he was like, baby, I'm sorry, but can you bring it to me because that made me feel like a king. And I was like, what? So you gonna walk right past the plate?
You done
He like,
spoiled them. That's what
yeah,
happened.
I'm like, you gonna walk right past the plate? You couldn't just grab the plate. He was like, I'm gonna go sit down, but can you bring it to me? Because that really made me feel like a king. I was like, huh? I never thought that. But I was like, this man has never made his plate in 13 years, never.
right.
But from
Right.
the outside looking in, people just assume Sparkle just control
But
everything.
but then
Right.
here's the other question though that I would have: the men who call him weak and say he don't got no say in blase blase blah. Do those men have like long lasting productive relationships?
They have wives, but like I said, I'm one
That
of
ain't the
the
same thing.
outspoken
That ain't the same thing.
young
Plenty of people
wives.
have marriages that are not long lasting or productive. So the question
Right.
I'm
Most of
asking
them,
is,
they try to say it in a joking way. They most
mhm,
have wives and relationships, but they like, we know Tremaine ain't gonna ask because what's Sparkle at? Because he got to get her permission, and I don't want him to feel like that. But in his mind, he like, you damn right, I gotta ask her.
Hmm.
well, at the end of the day, how y'all run your house is how y'all run your house.
Exactly. To
And
each his own.
right. Go say that again, Carrie.
To each his own. What works for you
Yeah,
works for
Exactly.
you. It might not work for everybody else.
And
Exactly.
that's not their
sister, we got
business.
the same daddy, so a lot of this thing came from not having a daddy. You had to be strong.
Yes, let's be clear. We're gonna be 100% clear. He's strong in some ways. He wasn't no strong daddy. Let me be clear. So
Exactly. So we had to,
even
but we
more
had
so
to
being
we
in a
had to
situation
learn a
where
lot
he was trying to be
on our
a man.
own about how to deal with men because we wasn't raised with a man that was right there all the time.
Right.
So when you raised like that, it's like like that wall. I've been with my husband 13 years. I've been married for 7. And that wall ain't going nowhere. Everything going to my grave.
He ruined us.
It's going to my grave, but I don't think my husband mind though. He's just
Right.
like, I know who I married. It's
Right.
fine. He don't care. But from the outside looking in, a lot of people judge him like oh hey auntie baby. A lot of people, hey girl.
Why you crying?
But a lot of people judge him, and I was like, I gotta join because I wanted to know, did I need to do something different? Because I don't want people treating him like, I don't know.
I
Let
love
me
my
ask you
brother.
a serious
I think
question.
he's one of
Let me
the
ask you a real
strongest
serious
dudes
question.
that I know. So I do not agree that he's weak, and I think that y'all household run the way that it is, and it ain't nothing wrong with that. And
Can I ask you a
in my
question?
opinion, he is strong for being able to know where his strengths are and not trying to control in an area that he don't have. He really don't know. To me,
Teamwork.
he needs to just be able to say, "Hey, I'm just gonna take control in all situation and be leading y'all all down terrible path."
Mhm.
Like, he realizes and recognizes your strengths, and I think that that is a strong man.
Yeah.
All
Mine.
of that she just said.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you're comfortable in your house and he's comfortable in your house, then the only two people who matter have already put their opinions forward.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. So listen, y'all, as y'all see, my little is not going to sleep with me talking loud. I think that this has been a marvelous conversation. I really hope that we have helped people. It's been a lot of comments in the comments, and I haven't been able to get to them, and I do definitely apologize about that. One of the ones that I did want to bring to everybody's attention, and I want to ask this last question before we actually go. Daryl Felton, he was basically telling us from a biblical point of view on how, like, for example, one of his comments said, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church and he's the savior of the body. This is obviously somebody who has been raised in church. My question is, and I wish that Daryl could actually. You want to go to Mama house? When? In the morning? Mommy's not gonna take you to Mama house there. Okay, just it's okay. So so my thing is everybody is not what you say, babe? You want to go talk to Katie? You want to see if he'll take you to Mama's house? Go ask him. Okay. Um.
She's too cute.
So, everybody obviously he abused her upstairs because she came all the way down here with all pink. Look, y'all can see how pink she was. Anywho, my thing is everybody's not raised in that environment.
Right.
Is that a right or a wrong? Like my thing is I think that this dude Vincent said that, you know what I'm saying, like just from a general standpoint, you know what I'm saying, men just feel like they're supposed to be in control. Maybe I'm putting words in your mouth that wasn't you, but we heard that somewhere in this conversation. However, my thing is everybody doesn't know the biblical sense, you know what I'm saying, of the conversation. Does that make it wrong? Are we saying that we can't marry somebody who hasn't been raised in the church? Like, I would love if you could join and give more information, Daryl, because like a lot of people just don't know that.
No, they don't.
Um, it's not wrong to marry somebody who wasn't raised up the same way that you were raised. The Bible does say to avoid relationships with people with whom you are not equally yoked in the faith, meaning that y'all should at least believe in the same like higher being.
Right.
But at no point are you supposed to pass judgment on them or discard them from your life simply because
Absolutely.
they didn't spend as much time in a building as you did.
Right.
Exactly. Like I push my husband, I push him to, because I know that he's supposed to be the leader. So when it comes to like praying and stuff, I push him to be the lead in that part because I'm like, you got to be the head, baby. I'm just the neck. I can't hold the neck up if you don't know. Like when it comes to God and stuff, I'm like, baby, sometimes you got to initiate this praying thing. Like you have to, because you are head, regardless of how strong my personality is. I know who the head. I ain't crazy now.
Right.
Margaret, I think we out here ruining men.
They just like whatever you say, go ahead.
But no,
damn mind. They love us. We in double digits now, so it's all good. They still here.
Absolutely, we made it. So listen, I have appreciated every single last one of y'all. I thank y'all so much. This has been a very interesting conversation. Carrie, make sure you drop you and your husband's information. Sparkle, you drop your shelf information because when I tell y'all, my sister can cook, she can absolutely throw down. And y'all need to experience this if you're in Atlanta, Georgia. This has been a wonderful conversation. I have appreciated everything. I hope that somebody got something out of it. I definitely have learned and grown from you, Carrie, you, Sparkle, and Queen, who's out there. Hold on, this dude and his wife, he got dropped. I got Adam back. I think that, like I said, this was a very interesting conversation. I appreciate all the comments. Y'all know that I'm going to catch up on the comments, and I definitely will respond where it's needed. Even if I have to, I y'all. But this was wonderful. I really appreciate it, and I hope we can do this again on another topic. Y'all check out Mr. and Mrs. Mac podcast. They trip in every week, and I always got some really, really good subjects. So y'all check that out. This dude and his wife usually be on Friday Night Lives getting me together. So I'm expecting this project at my book release event. I really appreciate all the comments and all of the support. I love y'all so much. I really do. So anybody got anything final to say before we get off? We've been on for an hour and 30 minutes. We got to go to work now.
Look, I just want to say, I am all about Black love. I'm telling y'all. I'm all about love, period. And I think we cannot demasculate our men. Emasculate. I'm so sorry. We cannot emasculate our men. We have to make our men know that they are men. And we have to respect each other. I think, like you said in the beginning, teamwork, it's a team.
Absolutely.
Communication is the key. Mm-hmm. And I just want everybody to love on each other.
Absolutely, yes. Support each other, love each other, treat them men like men, know when to fall back. And I think that's Sparkle, you said it best. They might need some leadership in some ways, but I think all our husbands got it in a place where we know when to shut the hell up and fall back. Like, they got that under control. They doing the right job. Like, absolutely. Parker, did you want to leave anything, or this Vincent? Do you want? I keep wanting to call you your name because I absolutely love this dude and his wife. Vincent, y'all got any parting words?
Ma'am, if you want to go first, because I'm not about to step on your toes.
My phone messing up. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
I
It's
can
a
hear
little
you.
crackly.
Can hear
We
you.
can hear you, but it's crackly.
Can
There
you
you go.
hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it's acting like I can't hear. I mean, I can hear y'all. Something happened. Somebody called me and now I can't hear y'all like that. But I
Wow.
want to say before I leave, any woman that's a strong woman, if your husband is good with the way y'all act and the way y'all run your household, don't feel bad. Don't, feel bad for the way y'all relationship is ran. And you can
Absolutely.
Yes.
still be submissive on the inside of the house, and people don't have to, know every piece of you. And you don't have to, like, down yourself and feel bad for being a strong woman. If you're a strong woman and your man loves it and he with it, it is what it
Better
is.
keep
Can't
going.
nobody make it
All
like the
right.
woman is trying to take over, because my husband love every piece of it.
But see,
He
you
gonna
know
ask
what?
me
I'm
how to
sorry.
do
One
it,
more
when to
thing.
do it, where he can do it, and
She
everything.
can't. She can't hear you.
Look,
She can't
one
hear
more
you.
thing. You know what? Men love confident women too.
They
Men
do.
love
I
confident
can hear.
women. So you being confident, he absolutely loves
Right.
that.
She ain't hear none of that. But that was a
I'll
really
call
I
good
can
point.
hear
you
y'all.
what she said, okay?
Okay. Because I like that, I can hear. Ah! Somebody called and my phone went out. But I
I'll
am
call you when it's
submissive
over and
though.
let
I'm a
you know
little
what she said.
submissive every now and then.
Right.
That is
But I think I get
hilarious.
this controlling this from my older sister. They way older than me, y'all. I learned from Kiki.
You ain't get- oh, look, don't be putting me in the grave. Look,
We just gonna blame it on daddy.
it's all his fault. I'm telling you, it is. All right, Vincent, what you got? What you leaving us with?
I'm gonna leave
Bye,
just two
y'all.
quick
Nice to
points.
meet y'all.
Right.
Oh,
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, he
Okay,
gone.
there you go. Okay, there you
Love it.
go. There
I was real confused just now. Anyway, men, if you have never led anything, the last thing you want to do is to jump into a leadership position over a household with no training. Go figure out how to lead. And remember that being a leader is more than just knowing how to tell people what to do. You
Right.
also need to be able to follow some of these things that you
gotta
intend
say
and that
that.
she needs for you to do. Women, remember that if he's going to lead you, then you need to be able to hold him accountable.
Good.
Absolutely.
For the
Absolutely.
record, holding him accountable does not mean telling him what he's done wrong every time you think he's done something wrong. A lot of the time, it just means seeing that he's done something wrong and then doing it correctly so that he can see how it's supposed to be done.
Okay.
Listen, I hope that everybody come in here and fast forward to that part. If I can clip this part and put it to the beginning, listen, you better hear this message. Like, do y'all hear me? Like, seriously, y'all better hear this, okay? Like, you said it best. Like, absolutely.
Listen though, but just for anybody who's paying attention, I'm in trouble in my house right now. So I
Oh,
know
boy.
everything I'm talking about is the truth.
Wow.
You got to be able
Absolutely.
to take these lumps.
Oh, wow.
Got to be able to take them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your advice. Thank you for joining and giving us a man's point of view. We
Always,
really
always,
appreciate it.
always.
And hopefully we'll see you on Friday, okay?
See, I got to work until like 11 o'clock on Friday. So if y'all jump on at midnight again, maybe.
That's it. We might be on through midnight. I'm celebrating all weekend.
I'll be here. I'll be here.
All right. See you later. Thank you, Vincent.
Bye.
All right. Okay. Carrie, it's back to the two of us. You have been absolutely awesome. I
Thank you.
appreciate you so much for joining. I cannot wait to hear what our subject is going to be this weekend.
Sure.
Y'all, please, Carrie, while you have time before this live go down, please drop your information so that they can go and follow. I'm telling y'all will really enjoy their podcast. Their chemistry is amazing.
You know what we
They have
talking
great
about this
samples.
podcast? I'm gonna let you in already.
You said
We're
what?
talking about step parenting.
Oh, that's gonna be a real good one.
That's
I'm
really good.
definitely gonna be up for that. Like, and she drops on her page. If y'all follow her at Mr. and Mrs. Matt, she drops
Yes.
Questions every Friday. So
Every
that
Friday. I
your
think
questions
today
can
I'm
be
gonna
read.
drop it tomorrow, Kiki.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So y'all make sure y'all looking out for that. Like when I tell you, you know I'm not gonna lead y'all wrong. So please check their podcast out. They are super dope. And when
Thanks.
you have an opportunity, check out her husband's podcast too, because
Yes.
this was my first time checking in. I didn't realize there were two. And literally,
Look, I got the
yesterday, they
shirt
got
on,
me
girl.
all the way through work. It's Urban Access with a K.
With a K.
Yeah, instead of a C. So put the information there before we end this chat. um, so that they can see it. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, y'all come back and read the comments. The comments are usually up within 24 hours and catch that. I'll also link them under the post I put up on our Instagram page. So please support. So Carrie, I really appreciate you. Do you have anything else left? This has been very fun. It was more than I even expected. Like, it was awesome.
It was. I had a wonderful time. Thank you so much. This was amazing.
It was.
Good conversation, learning from other people. This was wonderful. I appreciate you. Thank you. You are amazing, man.
Thank you. And I feel the same way about you. I really do, girl. We gonna meet each other at the top.
Yes.
So y'all make sure y'all check for her post. Check for the podcast.
I just put it all in there in the link. I just put it all in the chat.
I didn't see it pop up. So make sure you hit send.
Okay, I did. Let me see.
Y'all make sure y'all also, my sister just posted her sparkle. Please, y'all check her out. I'm gonna tell you myself, and I'm not just saying this because let me be clear, my sister charged me regular price. Let me be clear. She's one of the best chefs that I know. Like, seriously, her plating, her food, the seasoning. You won't be disappointed. Like, seriously. We'll give y'all a part 2. We definitely know I'm coming back next week. And I would definitely ask Queen. Queen is here every time we do something. So and she never minds money. So she is, girl. I'm telling you, girl, she's like my personal person. Like, that's my person. You can't have her.
That is funny.
Yeah. So thank y'all so much. Thank you so much, Carrie. Hopefully people will check you guys' podcast out because it's absolutely amazing. And we will see y'all on Friday. Y'all please show up on Friday. My book is releasing on Friday. If y'all haven't already grabbed all 3 of them, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and do that, okay? And we're gonna show up and we're gonna
good. Let me tell everybody, Kiki, I'm so sorry, honey. I'm in the middle of it, and I told myself the other day, I said, let me put this book down before I lose my family.
Thank you. And listen, while we were on here, I actually got a review that came through my cell phone, and she said, Kiki, I just finished the book. It was outstanding. You keep amazing me. So many emotions over this book. All I can say is wow. Listen, when I tell y'all, I put my heart and my soul in Boundaries. I'm gonna need y'all to check it out, please. For all of y'all who have supported me, I thank y'all so much. And if you're not a reader, just tell somebody else. Listen,
right.
My dream is to become a bestseller. Be a part of that dream for me, okay? Listen, I do well. I do really well, but I really want y'all, if y'all can, to support. And not just support. If you don't read, buy the book and get it to somebody else. Like, seriously, let me get
Christmas coming up.
Absolutely. Great Christmas gifts. Absolutely.
All 3 of them.
All 3 of them, okay? Hit me up. I might be able to work a deal. Listen. But seriously, I know I don't say it bye 1,000 times. Bye, Carrie. Bye, you guys. Thank y'all so much. I will see y'all on Friday. Y'all check her podcast out on Saturday. Sunday is my day. Saturday. Queen, thank you so much for showing up. Vincent, thank you so much for showing up. Every single last one of y'all that left a comment, thank y'all so much for your support. I love y'all, and I will see y'all on Friday. See y'all later. All right, bye-bye. I don't think I ended it.